How's it going, everyone? Doc here with Eyes Wide Shot Gaming, and today we are changing gears to a new type of build that swaps back and forth between our weapons. Stick around. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay up to date on all of your Remnant 2 news, info, builds, and breakdowns, as well as many other games. I know we took a little week-long break from Remnant build videos due to us trying to cover content of other games, but we are back and better than ever with a new build that keeps our fingers loose and moving constantly. Let's dive right in. For our primary archetype, we will be using Gunslinger. The reason for it being the primary is its prime perk, Loaded, which allows us to instantly reload both of our weapons when we activate any Gunslinger skill, as well as the damage perk Swift Shot, which increases our fire rate by 15%, our range damage by 25%, and even our critical chance by 5%. And we can't forget the utility perk Quick Hands, which increases our reload speed by 10%, a bonus that is doubled if our magazine is empty, which it always will be when we reload. With this archetype, the skill we chose is Sidewinder. It's not the increase to ADS movement speed by 50% that we care about, but the 35% increase to swap speed, as well as when we cycle weapons, they will automatically reload. The secondary archetype we chose is Hunter. Again, we love the 40% increase to range damage, 15% increase to weak spot damage, and the 5% increase to ranged critical chance, as well as the utility perk Urgency, which again allows us to gain 15% reload speed after a kill. Along with this archetype, we equip the Hunter's Mark skill, which will mark all enemies within 35 meters and give us a 15% increase to range damage that lasts 33 seconds. Mind you, our critical chance is increased by 10% against marked enemies. Let's take a look at our trinkets, starting with the Amulet, which in this case we opt for the Zero Divide Amulet. It will allow us to gain infinite reserve ammo and increases our range damage by 15%. The main focus being the infinite ammo, since both of our weapons have a low ammo count to begin with. For our first ring, we equip the Provisioner Ring. This will allow our weapons to reload over time while stowed between skill cooldowns on our Gunslinger skill, Sidewinder. Our second ring is the Gunslinger's Ring, which further increases our swap speed by 30% and reload speed by 10%. The third ring we have on is the Leaking Gemstone. With this ring, we get 20% of our mod power generation to continue during an active mod. And since both of our weapons have active mods, this will come in very clutch. Finally, our last ring, we decided to wear Xania's Malice, so when we deal weak spot damage, our weak spot damage increases by 5% for 5 seconds, stacking 4 times. Now let's take a look at our weapons and see how it all comes together. Our secondary weapon is the Double Barrel. Tossing out 315 damage per shot is nice, but our mod, Overflow, really ties it up nice and neat by imbuing our ammo with shock and increases both our fire rate and reload speed by 15%, as well as adds 105 shock damage. With this weapon, the mutator we have on is Bottom Heavy. This will further increase our fire rate and at level 10, increase our reload speed by 15% when our magazine is empty. The melee weapon we have on is the World's Edge, but it will pretty much never be used, so I would even go so far as to say leave that slot empty if you want. And our primary weapon is the Coach Gun, also close in damage to our secondary with 345, along with the mod Hot Shot, which imbues our weapon with fire and increases range damage by 15%, as well as applies burning that deals 600 fire damage over 10 seconds. The mutator we went with is Extender, to increase our mag capacity by 45%, which only adds 1 extra shot, but it is very worth it, and at level 10, increases our reload speed by 20%. For our relic heart, we went with the Diverting Heart. This won't give us healing, but will reduce our skill cooldown by 1 second per second lasting a total of 15 seconds. With it, we have on casting speed, range damage, and skill cooldown. Over on the right hand side, you can see our traits. Main focus is on handling, siphoner, chakra, and leech. Now let's take a look at how this build works and what kind of damage we can expect with it. As you can see, we pop our hunter's mark and start opening fire, swapping between weapons until we expend all of the ammo, which at that point we can either use our mods to get the weapon reloaded, or our skill Sidewinder for the instant reload during swaps. We peak at around 2800 DPS and average around 2500 DPS. I hope this build helps everyone, and if you know how to enhance it for even more damage or ease of use, don't hesitate to comment down below. And as always, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and until next time, so long.